Good evening. I call this meeting of the Bastrop Independent School District to order. Let a record show that a quorum of board members is present and that this meeting has been duly called, and that a notice of this meeting has been posted in accordance with the Texas Open Meetings Act, Texas Government Code, Chapter 551. This time, if you'd please rise for the pledges and a word of prayer. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Texas flag. Honor the Texas flag. I pledge allegiance to thee, Texas, one state, under God, one indivisible. If you please remain standing. With us tonight we have the youth leader, Jeff Connor from Calvary Baptist Church of Bastrop will offer opening prayer this evening. Come on up, sir.
All right, we can bow our heads, everybody. Father, we ask that you bless this time that we have together. Open up the hearts and minds of everybody in this room. Father, you say that where there are more than two believers, that you are there and you are present. Father, we ask that you bring peace and hope and encouragement to this broken world. Again, Father, we ask that you bless this time of gathering and let it be fruitful. Father, we ask these things in Jesus' name. Amen.
May be seated. All right, at this time, Mr. Edwards, would you introduce our student speaker for the evening?
Yes, it would be my pleasure to introduce all of you to our character trait for October speaker on responsibility. The young lady's name is Jordan Martinez. Come on up, Jordan. Yay, Jordan. Jordan is a 10-year-old fifth grade student at Camino Real Elementary School. She is the youngest of 5 sisters, which I have the pleasure of knowing, so it's fantastic. She has 2 older sisters who are currently in college and who graduated from Cedar Creek High School. Jordan enjoys playing softball and likes to listen to K-pop music. Some of her daily responsibilities include feeding the chickens, gathering their eggs, as well as feeding her cat, Callie, and making sure the litter is always clean. Well done, Jordan. Thank you.
Responsibility. Responsibility is a duty you have of taking care of someone or something. Basically meaning if that something breaks, you'll have to take the blame and face the consequences. This is also the same for a human being. As a student at Camino Real Elementary, some of the responsibilities we have are picking up after yourself, turning in your homework on time, and having all of your school supplies ready for the day. But those are just a few. There are many other ways you can be responsible. You can be a responsible eater by consuming tasty and healthy food. You can be a responsible friend by helping with whatever they need and being truly honest on what they ask you. We have responsibilities on a daily basis by being a better version of ourselves every day and by doing it out of love. It is up to us to make that happen.
Great job.
We have a gift for you, and I would also like you to introduce your mom because she came to support you. And your dad's waiting for you to do dinner, so who's with you? Your mom? Where'd she go? Oh, there she is. Introduce her to us. Introduce your mom to us.
Well, my mom is over there, and she helps me with like a lot of stuff my whole life.
I'm so glad to hear that. She's also a pretty darn good teacher, so let's give her a round of applause. Thank you. Thank you, Jordan. At this time, I'd also like to take this opportunity to introduce our Superintendent Student Advisory. Well, she's flying solo today. Tara Williams from Colorado River Collegiate Academy. Tara, will you introduce yourself? I already introduced your school and what you're going to do after school, after college, high school.
Hi, I'm Tara Williams. I go to Colorado River Collegiate Academy, and it's my senior year, so sending in those applications, and hopefully I'll be hearing back soon about where I'm going next year.
We hope so too, Tara. Thank you.
All right, thank you, Mr. Edwards. Moving along to our special presentations and recognitions. We have Go Purple Days presented for Domestic Violence Awareness Month. Our presenter is the Family Crisis Center. How are you? Good, good.
As always, thank you to the school board for having us. My name's Ashlyn Wetzel, and I'm here with my coworker, Jerlicia Thompson. We work for the Family Crisis Center. As some of you may or may not know, October is Domestic Violence Awareness Month. That is a big focus at our center, but we also are celebrating or observing Bullying Prevention Month this month as well. As members of the prevention education team at the Family Crisis Center, these are big parts of our mission, and we're working really hard to help end both of these issues in our community. 1 out of every 5 students reports being bullied. And when we read statistics, we have to remember those who don't report. We have to remember those who may not have access to report or who are scared to do so. 1 in 3 Texans will experience domestic violence in their lifetime. To some, the connection between bullying and domestic violence may not seem so obvious. In my line of work, it's pretty clear, but before I began this line of work, I didn't really recognize the connection between the two. Bullying is the beginning. Bystanders watch as the bully verbally abuses someone. Parents may make excuses for their children harming someone else. Teachers or coaches may say bullying is just part of growing up to someone who reaches out to them. All the while, this bully is becoming stronger. They're getting older. And they've been taught by people bystanding and watching it happen that they are able to behave and treat others however they see fit, and that no one's going to say anything about it. But as we know, kids don't stay kids forever. And when they grow up, that belief system doesn't just automatically turn off. And it affects how they process emotions and their ability to empathize with others. So they grow up, they fall in love, possibly start a family, and if they have grown up with this mentality of being a bully, there's a high possibility that they will begin abusing their partner. This is what we call domestic violence. It starts off small, with isolation, telling their partner who they can and cannot see, who they can and cannot hang out with. They decide what their partner wears and how they dress. That's control. They tell them to stay home with the kids. I'll take care of the bills. Financial manipulation. The house isn't clean. Words start being thrown. Verbal abuse. And in the most severe cases, physical abuse. Unfortunately, more often than not, there is a student from Bastrop ISD who is witnessing this going on in their home. And unfortunately, some of them are also being bullied at school, or they are learning this behavior from their parent, and they are bullying others at school. For many students, not just here but everywhere, violence is the norm.
So, bullying is abuse, domestic violence is abuse. The target changes, the details are different, but it is the exact same. Abuse is never okay. You also may have noticed many businesses in our local community have gone purple, right? October 18th, which is not tomorrow, but the next day after Thursday, is Go Purple Day. We invite everyone in the community to go purple, whether that be wearing something, advertising something in your local business, however. Supporting in the fight against domestic violence. Violent behavior typically begins between the ages of 12 and 18. As educators, parents, grandparents, and those in the community, we have to be willing to do the work to stop it before it starts. Violence prevention is key to help these issues in our community. We have to be willing to have the uncomfortable conversations, stand up for what is right, despite the social norms placed upon us, and help set an example for youth in Bastrop who may need a role model to show them there is a better way. We have to let them know they are safe to ask for help. Share resources, pay attention to changes in behavior, and be the voice for someone who feels voiceless. Let's make it our mission to make this community safer for our youth and provide them with the tools to become successful, kind, and brave individuals. Let's stand up, let's stand strong, and let's stand together as a community. Thank you very much for having us.
Thank you.
thank everybody over at the Family Crisis Center for the partnership and for what all y'all do. We appreciate it. Moving along to the National Merit Commended and Semi-Finalist student, we have Hunter Laskowski, circa 12th grader, National Merit Commended Scholar, and also Odom Turner is over there as well at circa as a 12th grader, which is a National Merit Semi-Finalist. Our presenter here to this evening is Cheryl Pinkston, Advanced Academics Coordinator.
Good evening, Mr. Edwards and School Board. Tonight we honor two young men who've received recognition from the National Merit Scholarship Corporation. So I'm going to begin with Hunter Laskowski. So I'm going to ask Hunter if he'll come on up to the front. Hunter is being recognized as a commended student in the 2024 National Merit Scholarship Program. Hunter receives this award for demonstrating outstanding potential and academic success and placing among the, you ready, top 4% nationally in student scores on the PSAT test. Hunter is the son of Mark and Kirsten Laskowski, and he will study pre-law in the Honors College at either UT or Texas State. Texas State has already offered him a $32,000 scholarship, and he's also been offered an internship at AT2 Aerospace in their legal department for this summer. Congratulations, Hunter. There you go. You can head that way and we'll catch a picture. Our next student is Odin Turner. Odin is being recognized as a National Merit semifinalist representing less than 1% of the U.S. high school seniors in our nation. Odin has submitted his application for advancement to the finalist level based on his outstanding academic record throughout high school, including writing an essay, and along with the endorsement and recommendation of his principal, Mr. Conrardry. Odin is the son of Julian and Emily Turner, and he has been awarded a full scholarship to Texas Tech University, where he's been accepted into the Rawls School of Business in the honors program. Odin will graduate in 3 years from high school with all A's and a business associate's degree. Odin has enjoyed not only the academic side of school, but has served as the Circa mascot. You might see him as the owl. He loves bright highlighter colors, and he was the prom prince. It is with our great pleasure that we celebrate your success. Please join me one last time in congratulating these students on their excellent performance on the PSAT and wishing them success as they broaden their horizon.
Thank you. All right, now moving along to campus recognitions. The Colorado River Collegiate Academy. Presenter is Dr. Christy Lee, Deputy Superintendent.
Thank you. Thank you so much, Mr. Edwards and Board of Trustees. So this evening, I'm happy to honor one of our campuses, the Colorado River Collegiate Academy. Circa opened its doors in August of 2014, and so they're currently educating their 10th class of students. Next year, we look forward to celebrating their 10-year anniversary with them. But tonight, we're here to honor them because for 6 years in a row, the Colorado River Collegiate Academy has been named one of the best high schools in America by U.S. News and World Report. The U.S. News Best High Schools rankings include data on all public high schools in 50 states and the District of Columbia. This is what's the impressive part. Out of nearly 18,000 schools that were ranked on 6 factors, Circa is ranked 778th in the nation. Out of 1,532 schools in Texas, Circa is ranked 98th. And most exciting of all, Circa is in the top 10 high schools in Central Texas, coming in at number 8. So on behalf of the Board of Trustees and all of us in BISD, I want to congratulate Principal Martin Conrarty, Assistant Principal Sean Adams, and all of the amazing teachers and staff who call Circa home. Congratulations on another outstanding achievement for Circa. And if I could get members of the board to come out from behind the dais and Mr. Conrarty to come forward.
Say something real quick. So I want to thank the board for your support for this grand experiment, and I also want everybody in the room to know that Circa is its teachers more than anything else. And I'd like the teachers who are here from Colorado River, please stand up. Because this award is rankings, it's their rankings and their award. Thank you.
All right, now moving along to recognition of the BISD principals for Principal Appreciation Month. Our presenter here will be Superintendent Edwards.
Yeah, it's that time of year again where we take a moment to thank and recognize our outstanding principals. And they're an incredible group. It's interesting to see them in the front row. We had to give them a seating arrangement. And they're doing really well. Thank you all. In all seriousness, though, we cannot thank you guys enough for everything that you do, for your students, your parents, and your staff. The awards that we see this evening, the students that come up and give recognition, that's because of the work that you do with your teachers, but most importantly, it's about the kids. So thank you for everything that you do. Thank you for your vision, your wisdom, the passion that you bring day in, day out. I know it's hard, it's tiring to get up some days to get there, but you do an incredible job of listening and working with your community, staff, and school, and students when it's an issue, a concern, but even more importantly, probably when there's times to celebrate. So thank you all for all that. You all do such a great job keeping the energy and the excitement all about the improvement of our schools, and we appreciate you. Thank you so much. So what we'd like to do now is see how well you follow directions. We have some gifts for you, and Dr. Leah's going, I think she's already given you some pre-instructions, but we do have some gifts for you, and then we're going to do something a little bit fun.
Yes. Yes. So principals, tonight we do want to recognize you and thank you for your leadership and your service and your sacrifice on behalf of more than 13,000 students in BISD. You are the heartbeat of your schools, and we literally couldn't do it without you. So I'm going to call you up in groups. If you would, please come up to the front so that our board members can present you with a gift. They actually have a wrapped gift and an unwrapped gift. The unwrapped gift is a thumbtack. Do not place it on anyone's seat without prior approval. Once you've received your gift, please walk to the back where you already know where your balloon grouping is and just stand quietly there until all principals have been announced for further instructions. So just sit at do not use your thumbtack in any way, shape, or form.
Remember, you're in a seating arrangement. We see you.
So first, our high schools. Please give a round of applause for Martin Conrarty, Circa and Genesis High School, Crystal Gabriel at Bastrop High School, and Casey Stagman, Cedar Creek High School.
Go.
You guys are providing the leadership. The others are going to do what you do. Okay, next for our middle schools, our future middle schools, and our Gateway School, please give a round of applause for Reza Cooper at Cedar Creek Middle School, Tiffany Pearson at Bastrop Middle School, Heather Christie at Cedar Creek Intermediate School, Michelle Nicholas at Bastrop Intermediate School, and Zach Allison with Gateway School. Good job, principals. Go forth. Okay, let's show our appreciation for our elementary school principals. On the Bastrop side, we have Wendy Burnett of Emile, Christy Keismore of Colony Oaks, although technically she's on both sides, Leslie Ringstaff of Lost Pines, and Emily Allen of Mena Elementary. You need to bring up one, Billy. Mr. Moore. Thank you, principals. Good job. We like you. And our elementary schools, last but not least, on the Cedar Creek side, we have Miss Laura Faircloth of Blue Bonnet, who apparently has her own cheering section, Dr. Tina Lozano of Camino Real, Dr. Tammy Hernandez of Cedar Creek, and this is her first meeting, y'all.
Her first meeting, and she gets a
And Katie Felker of Red Rock Elementary. Okay, ladies, go find your balloon grouping.
And gentlemen.
So competitive. No, this is not a competition. Everyone gets a prize today.
Okay, so on what I'm going to do, we're going to have a little fun here. I'm going to say 1, 2, 3, pop, and you're going to use your thumbtack to pop the tallest balloon in your grouping. Does anyone have questions about which one is the tallest balloon? Okay, are we ready? 1, 2, 3, pop. Now, you should find something inside your balloon. I would find it and follow those instructions.
It's a scavenger hunt now. Look out. Be careful.
Principals, we love you. We appreciate you. We hope that this was just something fun for tonight to let you know what you mean to us, what you mean to your teachers and staff who look to you for leadership, and most importantly, what you mean to the children who are ours for many hours of the day, and they look to you to take care of them, to keep them safe, and most importantly, to help them learn. So thank you, all of our BISD amazing principals. And she couldn't be with us tonight, but Jennifer Eberly has served as the interim principal at Cedar Creek Elementary so far this school year. And so I do want to give her a round of applause and thank her. She was trying to be was being the Director of Elementary Education and Advanced Academics and the interim principal at Cedar Creek Elementary School. So give her a round of applause as well.
And principals, on behalf of the Board of Trustees, thank you for what you do. I know you heard that last month with campus improvement plans, and we strive to listen, we strive to support policies and make the changes that y'all ask for in order to be more effective in regards to doing your job. We appreciate your understanding. The state is constantly raising the bar for expectations. We all know that. And so, you know, we're always moving the cheese in that direction, but we're doing it for the betterment of the student. We appreciate your support and your leadership of those campuses, so thank you. All right, moving along here to open forum. The board encourages comments from citizens of the district and from district employees. Anyone that has signed up and wishes to speak either as an individual or representative of a group may do so at this time. The board asks that the comments pertain to public education. Remember that the board cannot discuss or act upon any issues that are not posted on our agenda. If an issue mentioned is listed on tonight's agenda, the board will defer discussion of the issue until the appropriate time during the meeting. At no time will the board entertain questions from the audience and ask that all audience be respectful of others speaking and presenters. The board will not allow the use of derogatory comments toward any individual staff member, teacher, or board members. And please remember you cannot mention their name in your speech. The board has adopted a complaint policy, policies that are designed to secure at the lowest administrative level a prompt and equitable resolution of complaints and concerns. Complaints brought by the students and their parents may be heard in accordance with the policies FNG Legal and FNG Local. We will be taking speakers in the order that the requests were received. We allow 30 minutes for open forum, and we have 2 speakers signed up to speak this evening. Therefore, each speaker will be given 3 minutes to speak. Our first speaker here this evening is Savannah Shaver. Shaver, I'm sorry. Would you please come on down?
Hello. I'm going to be talking about curriculum. I see curriculum report is on the agenda. Do I need to wait?
No, ma'am. Go ahead.
Okay, perfect. My name is Savannah Shaver. I'm an English 1 teacher at Bastrop High School. This is my 4th year here. It is my 6th year teaching total. I'm here today because I want to talk about the effectiveness of the curriculum we are using for secondary English. We have a very rigid and complex curriculum that is having a very negative impact on our students. We have a huge focus on ensuring that all of our students are reading on-level text according to our literacy framework. However, from the MAPS testing data, all of our students are extremely behind. I have huge numbers of students that are reading under a 4th grade level, and I'm a freshman teacher. We spend a lot of time dissecting these texts and losing valuable time teaching skills that they need in order to comprehend the text and to get anywhere with the text. Our focus on text complexity is overshadowing the importance of teaching the skills. We also do not have the freedom to change any of the days that we have for curriculum. So if we see a learning gap with our students, or we see that students are struggling with the time we are given, we do not have time to reteach or to address needs as they arise. Teachers should have the ability to identify and respond to those gaps. Otherwise, the gaps that we have gotten from these students just continue to widen, and they will not be prepared for college. The curriculum is also negatively impacting teachers. A lot of the time, teachers are expected to do their homework and provide evidence that they have read and annotated these articles, these lesson plans. We spend a lot of time looking at what our curriculum study sync says, their teacher moves, and their recommended conversations. We lose valuable time in our PLC discussing why we're teaching something, how it benefits the students, and how to make it engaging. We're losing our planning time looking at planning that was created by someone else who has never taught our actual population of students. We lose opportunities we need to address student needs because we have to make sure we're fitting in patterns of power. We're struggling to engage our students with these lessons, and we have to make sure we're including independent reading. There are too many parts that are acting as a Band-Aid for a bigger problem at our district. I've heard that we have somewhere around 186 uncertified teachers in this district. Having such a predetermined curriculum is great if the goal is to continue that number or to increase it. If Bastrop wants to retain veteran teachers who want to teach, who sought the certification, went to college for it, and love their job, there needs to be more freedom. Teachers need to be trusted. The lack of freedom given to teachers for curriculum makes it feel like someone either does not trust that we are doing our jobs or that someone doesn't trust that we know how to do our jobs.
Thank you.
Thank you for your time.
Thank you. All right, our next speaker is Tony Malone.
Good evening.
Evening.
I'm back again. My name is Tony Malone. I am the proud president of Bastrop Federation of Teachers. I have to say, I started my school year very excited about my position, my new campus, my principal, was very excited. And then the phone calls started. 78 of them in 4 days about teacher morale. And on September 9th, I sent an email to the entire board and our administration, and I'm yet to hear back on those issues. As professionals, as educators, our district has expectations of us, and I'm sure all of our teachers back here can tell you, 24 hours. If a parent asks a question or has some kind of concern, we have to address it in 24 hours. The expectations of our teachers are not extended to us. Those things that you expect of us, you don't give them back in return. So as our teachers don't get any reply back, then, you know, this early in the year, they start looking for other jobs. And it's really sad that we're standing here in October. It really is. We don't feel like your teachers are a priority this year. Our principals, we see you. We see you. We know the micromanagement, the fear, and I have never, ever, I've been in this district for 24 years. Never has this district been ruled by fear. But when you have teachers afraid to speak up, you have principals afraid, people are afraid. They're afraid of you. And Barry, I know you say I never ruled by fear, but it's happening, and it's happening on your watch. Long hours and the internalization that my colleague spoke of, hours away from their families. During the times that we should be trying to retain our teachers, we're pushing them away. There should never be a college-educated person having to answer first-grade questions to prove to some other adult that they know how to teach a first-grade classroom. That shouldn't happen. We shouldn't have to answer 5 + 8. We shouldn't. We know that. We went to college just like everyone else. I had this long list of things that I was going to say, but.
Thank you, Ms. Malone.
See you soon.
All right, moving along to our public hearing. We got a presentation and public hearing on state compensatory education funds, K through 12. Our presenter is Kendra Bach, Director of School Improvement and Federal and State Programs.
Good evening, Mr. Edwards and board members. Tonight we're going to review the State Compensatory Education Student Achievement Staffing and Programming for BISD for the 22-23 school year. State Compensatory Education, or you might hear us say State Comp Ed, is supplemental programs and services specific to students who are identified as at risk of dropping out of school. BISD must use this funding to increase academic achievement for this student group, and all costs are documented in either district or campus improvement plans. What you see here are the indicators that define whether a student is identified as at risk. These indicators are closely monitored by campus staff all year long, as there are some indicators where students could qualify as at risk at any time. So a student might carry one of these indicators for their entire school career, or they might be identified mid-year, or some of these indicators only last for one school year. In reading through these indicators, it's clear that these circumstances could easily affect a student's academic achievement, especially when you do consider that many of our students might qualify as at risk by more than one indicator. This is a comparison of the number of at-risk students identified in BISD for the past 3 years. As you can see, these numbers decreased slightly in the 22-23 school year, but still over 70% of our students were identified with at least one of the indicators we saw on the previous slide. And preliminary fall PEIMS data for 23-24 school year is indicating that approximately 68 to 70% of our students will be identified as at risk. This slide shows a comparison of the 3rd through 8th grade all students group to the at-risk student group as tested on STAR between 2021 and 2023. It's important to note here that gains have been made since 21, the year after we experienced the COVID shutdown, but it is also important to see that for both the all and at-risk student groups, we see similar outcomes for 22 and 23. And while we did expect to see increased growth for the 23 school year, this was also when our youngest students were fully experiencing the testing format changes in STAR 2.0. Our expectation is that now that staff and students have a year of that experience with this format and our move to high quality instructional materials, that we will see increased student achievement for these grade levels in 2024. The funding to address the needs of at-risk students from elementary through middle school campuses for the 22-23 school year can be, just elementary campuses can be both found in both staffing and in programming. Response to intervention, tutoring, and English learner support are evidence-based approaches to addressing specific needs of those students. In this look at data, we can see the comparison of the STAR EOC assessments at our secondary levels, comparing again 2021 results to 22 and 23 results. In this comparison, we can see that both the all student group and our at-risk student group have steadily made progress in all content areas. For our secondary campuses, a majority of state comp ed funding goes into personnel that provide intervention, tutoring, credit recovery, and other specialized support. At the district level, state comp ed dollars 100% fund our Gateway and Genesis campuses. Support for campus behavior, stipends for response to intervention lead teachers, summer school, and supplemental curricular resources are also provided for our at-risk population. Overall, the BISD State Comp Ed's program's desired result is to provide challenging and meaningful instructional programs and services that will close the achievement gap between students at the risk of dropping out of school. That concludes our review of the 22-23 State Compensatory Education Programming. Are there any questions?
Any questions from the board? Any questions from the public? All right, if there are none, then that will conclude this hearing. Thank you.
Thank you, Kendra.
All right, moving along to our superintendent's report. Looks like the curriculum report. We have digital learning update. Dr. Jocelyn McDonald, Director of Digital Learning.
Hello and good evening, everyone. It's my first time being able to speak to you guys, so I'm super honored and excited to share a curriculum update in our curriculum team. There we go. All right, so I'm super excited because we have been awarded, I'm going to talk about these two grants in a minute, to add some value to our instructional practice in creating meaningful learning environments for our students through blended learning from TEA. We've been awarded 2 different grants. The first grant is the Learning Acceleration Support Opportunities Grant, which has a focus in grades K through K through 8th grade math and K through 5th grade reading language arts. And our second grant that we've been awarded has been the School Action Fund grant, in which Cedar Creek Elementary has been selected to be a campus to go through a redesign model with blended learning. Now, what is blended learning? So blended learning is a mixture of traditional classroom practices with online teaching, and together that's mixed into one to give our students the best of both worlds. So here's our mission. We're calling this program Boot Up Blend as a play on our other Boot Up Technology initiative, in which we've already implemented this year, and making sure that we have strong systems and processes together across the district and technology. But we're looking to improve student achievement by implementing blended learning strategies that personalize learning, address different learning styles, integrate multiple modalities of learning, and are differentiated to address diverse needs of students. Here are 6 essential elements of what is included in blended learning. So there's, of course, technology integration. There's personalized instruction, data-driven practices, student agency, also small group instruction, and building that student agency through student conferencing and goal setting. These components are very essential to creating those meaningful learning environments, and these 2 grants will allow us to create these opportunities to support our campuses with the high quality instructional material that's in place. We have a 3-year implementation plan, so right now we're really in year 1 in which we're setting the stage for success. So far this year, we've already implemented the Boot Up Technology Initiative to create those systems across K through 12 grades. And also, we've implemented a change in the master schedules, which is allowing time for our students to be able to engage in different software platforms that creates those personalized learning opportunities for our students in our schedule. And of course, we're looking to continue to develop and train our staff and our leaders on the blended learning model effectiveness together. And so we're looking to implement in the next school year to have more of an intentional focus of these best practices to support our teachers and our students. And then our 3rd year, we're looking to sustain that, reflect on and enhance our practices so we can continue that work. So this is just a curriculum update on blended learning. We're looking forward to making a positive impact in instruction through the Boot Up Blend program, powered by TEA's Learning Acceleration Support Opportunities Grant and School Action Fund Grant. And at this time, I'll take any questions if you have any.
I just have one question.
Yes.
I noticed in the board book notes that over 6,000 students have received or have been assigned personal Chromebooks.
Yes, our technology initiative has assigned those out so that we can create those strong systems to support and maximize instructional time in the classroom, and we've been able to assign those from grade 6 through 12 across the district.
Is that going pretty well?
So far, it's going pretty well. You know, culture is a part of the process, and so our principals have been working hard on planning that implementation. We meet monthly with our principals, we call them boot up meetings, in which we have all stakeholders at the table to help make those decisions and make sure that our campuses are closing any gaps so that we're continuing that work throughout the year.
Thank you.
Any other questions from the board? Thank you, Ms. McGee.
All right, it was a
Appreciate
pleasure.
it.
Thank you.
Yes. All right, moving along, our financial report was from information only. That moves us to Administrative Services and Human Resources report. We're going to talk about class size compliance plan for 2023 through 2024. Ms. Leifer, our Associate Superintendent of Administrative Service and Human Resources. Welcome.
Good evening, Board. Mr. Edwards. This evening, I want to let you guys know that Bastrop ISD makes every effort possible to stay in compliance with our 22-to-1 for our pre-K through 4th grade students every single year. We monitor the enrollment weekly from the beginning of the school year till now, and we will continue to monitor as such. Here is a breakdown of the campuses. This is by campus, by grade level, by programming. As you will see in the highlighted section, third grade is our largest number of waivers with 15 waivers there. If you did a quick calculation, our bilingual and ESL come to about 25 waivers, with our monolingual classrooms at 12 waivers. This next slide gives you a total waivers by campus, giving us a total of 37 waivers at this time. Even though we are submitting class size waivers for the noted campuses, the overall pre-kindergarten through fourth grade district-wide student-to-teacher ratio is 22.2 from our total of 286 sections, which is 13%. We recognize we have an obligation and dedication to be in full compliance with TEA with state class sizes with pre-K through fourth grade. We will continue to monitor the enrollment on a monthly basis. We do have a current compliance plan that includes continuing that enrollment monitoring. We will transfer teachers from campuses that have smaller enrollment to campuses that have a challenge with the 22-1. Recently, we moved 6 teachers from campuses to campuses that needed some additional support. We also made one grade level change on one campus to support a large class. We additionally posted 6 positions to try to work on the class sizes. We will continue to review this. We will look at student transfer requests. We work collaboratively with our principals to determine if there's a way that we can make that transfer happen. However, if it is a class size that's over 22-1, we do talk about denying that transfer. We work closely with our demographers to assess anticipated growth, to have a better understanding of our projections of enrollment so that we can determine our teacher needs. We do assessments on facility needs through long-range master planning. Most recently, we passed a bond that will include 2 additional elementary campuses that should open in August of 2025. Last year at this time, in October of 2022, we filed for 30 waivers. Once again, in February of 2023, we filed for an additional 10 more waivers, which was a total of 40 for last school year. Are there any questions at this time?
Any questions from the board? Thank you very much for the update. All right. Our operations report and police department report and communications, community relations report are all for information only, which moves us into our consent agenda. Would any board member like to pull any consent agenda items for discussion? If not, I'll entertain a motion.
I move to approve the consent agenda as presented.
Second.
We have a motion and a second. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? The motion carries. All right, moves us along to our action items. We'll consider approval of a revision of the TASB policy DEC local -X. Dean Egger, our Chief Financial Officer.
Good evening, everyone. This evening I'll be talking about some changes to DEC local. So several safety-related bills passed during the 88th legislative session that are effective September 1st. This evening we are recommending revisions to our DEC local policy related to House Bill 1486 and House Bill 471. This change provides a maximum of 5 days mental health leave to police officers who experience a traumatic event in the scope of employment. The 5 days is provided per event in accordance to our administrative regulations, and it will not be deducted from the employee's pay or leave balances. Additionally, House Bill 471 entitles police officers, firefighters, and EMS employees paid leave of absence up to 1 year for an illness or injury related to the employee's line of duty. An employee returning to work following recovery will be reinstated at the same rank and seniority prior to the leave. A copy of the DEC policy is included in your packet this evening, and I'm happy to answer any questions.
Any questions from the board? If they're not, I move to approve the revisions of the TASB policy DEC local-X as presented.
Second.
We have a second. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. All right, now we'll consider approval revision of TASB policy EIC local X. Oh, we got
Good
Dr.
evening.
Matt Wolford.
Yes, good evening. Thank you, Mr. Edwards, and thank you, Board, for allowing me to present our policy revision for you. This is in response to House Bill 3803 that was passed this past summer in June of 2023. HB 3803 permits parents to allow their students to retake any high school course that they want for any reason, assuming that they have not met all the other graduation requirements. We need to do this so that we can ensure that we have consistent grading policies around GPAs and for class ranks. So within the policy revision specifically, we are asking that it notes that any high school student who retakes a course that they had already taken a course and received a grade, then it is the first grade that they received that stays. Additionally, it does clarify some of the language in there that was aligns to our grading policy. It actually specifies what weighted grading systems means, specifically related to advanced placement, and that when we take dual credit courses, what the numeric value of a D is from our community college partnerships. That's the revisions we're proposing, and I'm happy to take any questions if you have any.
I feel like we just worked on, didn't we just change the weighting and the numbers? Is this an every year thing, or is
This is just in response to this bill. We're not changing the weighting otherwise.
Okay.
But on this bill, you can retake a class, but the first grade you got is the one they use.
Yes,
so
sir.
why would you retake the class?
Well, a parent might want them to learn what they might have missed if they got a lower grade. Some have high expectations and aren't satisfactory with the grade and want it to reflect it on it would still show in their transcript. It just won't be calculated for their GPA.
GPA, okay.
Yes, sir.
Because your mom told you to.
Yes, essentially that is it, yes.
Counselor, yes, absolutely. All right, this time I'll entertain a motion.
I move to approve the revisions to TASB policy EIC Local X as presented.
Second.
All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Our motion carries. Thank you.
Thank you.
All right, now we're going to consider employee's resignation without good cause and propose complaint to the State Board of Educators certification and abandonment of contract. Ms. Leifer?
Good evening. I bring to you two teachers this evening that have abandoned their contract with Bastrop ISD. The first one is Katie Casper. She's from Camino Real Elementary. She's a third grade bilingual exception teacher. She signed a probationary contract May 11th of 2023. She started work August 7th, 2023, and she resigned on September 21st of 2023. When we worked with her on why she wanted to resign, trying to get some information, try to assist her, she sent a text message and email that said, at this time, I do believe it's my mental health. I do not have any documentation. I do seek a therapist. I drive from Round Rock every day. The toll financially is the reason that I'm leaving. She basically also told us that if she needed to stay on her contract, she would, but she would not be reporting to work. The second teacher we have is also from Camino Real. Her name is Jennifer Walston. She's a second grade teacher. She was on a one-term contract. She started with us August the 10th of 2020. Her last day on campus was October 16th of 2023. September the 15th, Jennifer emailed her principal, telling the principal that October 15th would be her last day. There were multiple requests for more information. Her response was, no, I don't have anything to tell you. I will not be providing additional information. And so we no longer saw her after October 15th.
Any questions from the board? Ms. Leifer? If there are none, I'll move to approve the recommendation of the superintendent as presented.
Second.
We have a second. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Our motion carries. Thank you very much. All right, moving along here, consider approval of memorandum of understanding between BISD and Community Action, Inc. of Central Texas. Kendra Mock.
Hello again. I'm here to tell you about Community Action Incorporated of Central Texas, or CACT. This group and BISD have collaborated for several years to provide English as a second language, or ESL, career training and high school equivalency GED classes to adults in the community. Classes are taught by CACT staff and are held at various BISD campuses throughout the district during the day as well as in the evening. BISD provides childcare at select sites to assist parents in attending these classes. And based on their 22-23 data, we see that they had over 254 participants at our Bastrop ISD sites, which equaled 8,726 hours of direct instruction.
All right. Any questions for Ms. Mock? If there are none, I'll entertain a motion at this time.
I move to approve the memorandum of understanding between Bastrop ISD and Community Action, Inc. of Central Texas as presented.
Second. All right, we have a motion and a second. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? All right, motion carries. Thank you very much. All right, now we will consider approval of nomination resolution of the Board of Directors of the Bastrop Central Appraisal District. The Board of Directors of the Bastrop Central Appraisal District is made up of voting members and is elected by the taxing units of Bastrop County. The board must cast the nominations by written resolution to the chief appraiser by mid-October, and the ballot will be assembled by the appraisal district before October 30th. Bastrop Independent School District desires to nominate a person or persons to said board. Said tax unit recognizes the importance of the cost-effective operations of the appraisal district. Now, therefore, we hereby nominate the following persons or persons for the position of the Board of Directors of the Bastrop Central Appraisal District. We have David Reed, which is chairman of the board, Bill Archer, who's currently on the board, so is Mr. Reed, David Glass, who's currently on the board for renewal. New would be Jeannie Ralph and Pam Harkins. I visited with both Ms. Ralph and Ms. Harkins, and they expressed interest of being on that board. They're longtime realtors of this community and are very vested in the community, so I think there'd be some good nominees. Do we have any discussion on this slate of nominees? All right, this time I'll entertain a motion.
I move to approve the sorry, jumped ahead. I move to approve the resolution to nominate the 5 individuals listed for the Board of Directors of Bastrop County Appraisal District as presented.
Second. We have a motion, we have a second. All in favor say aye. Aye. Any opposed? All right, motion carries. Moving along to consider canceling December's school board meeting. We are recommending cancellation of the December 19th, 2023 school board meeting due to the 2023/2024 academic calendar, early release day, and the start of winter break. Any upcoming agenda items of immediate attention will be listed on the November and January board meetings agenda. Do we have any discussion in regards to canceling the December meeting?
I believe we're still having a meeting in December, possibly for a special call.
We are. We're looking for December the 1st, not the 9th, which we'll do team building, and we'll do evaluation of the superintendent, and we will be voting at that meeting. So if there are some urgent items, last-minute items that come up, we can take action at that December 1st meeting. Any other discussion? At this time, I'll entertain a motion.
I move to approve the canceling the regular board meeting schedule for December 19th, 2023 as presented.
Second.
We have a motion and a second. All in favor say aye. Aye. Any opposed? All right, motion carries. Moving along to information items. Looks like the Board of Trustee calendar of events as well as enrollment and single budgeted purchases more than $50,000 are all for information only. Is there any objections to adjourning this meeting? All right, if there are no objections, the meeting's adjourned. Thank you.
Okay.
She did, but they moved it to the 1st.
Yes, I do, actually.